Oh, oh, oh. It's kicking off here. What just happened? After the final whistle, I couldn't see it. It was off screen. One of us just got sent off. I thought I was not going to show a replay because they're freaking useless. Well, I mean, to be fair, they weren't even pointing in that direction. We were talking about how Basal has been learning and growing and maturing, but whatever happened there clearly just kind of regressed a little bit. Very disappointing. I don't think we played poorly. I just think we were bang average. I mean, that's all I have to say. We were average. We knocked it around a lot amongst our back line. Every now and again, you'd see like Magoma dropping back and trying to help with possession, but we just really didn't advance forward too often. In the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the second half, we looked positive. And like there were spells in that second half where we looked positive going forward. Gunter actually came forward a few times to help on the attacking end and put a couple of good balls in the box. But other than that, I mean, on the 1v1 scenarios, when we were in the final third out wide, like with a Sal, we just weren't dangerous enough. And there were a couple moments where Sal had some space toward the byline, and he kind of just kept it for like a second or two, allowed the defender to come in and regroup, and Sal would take it back to his right foot. In one instance, he actually had to play it back to the center mid. In another instance, he actually put a ball into the box intended for NYC, and the defender got a challenge in which led to a corner. But I was a little disappointed with Sal. He came on around the 60th minute. He was good on the off-the-ball press. Couldn't really dispossess anybody, though, as Barrow overall were pretty good on the ball. They took care of possession. So Sal wasn't able to contribute too much on the pressing front. I just think that he could have made better decisions while he was on the ball, personally. I think Chislett was pretty good. But if we were to sub on, if we were to sub a Sal on, you wouldn't really have very many people to sub off, as Marsh and Magoma, or well, Marsh is more of a holder, Magoma can be a holder, but he can be a holder, he can be someone that goes forward. He's a proper center mid, really, although I think Magoma should beef up a little bit physically. But Chislett was good. I think he got stuck in a couple challenges defensively. He surprised me. He got stuck in. And on the attacking end, he did pretty decent, although there was one moment similar to a Sal where he had space down towards the byline. And instead he tried to take it with his right foot. The center mid came in, almost dispossessed him as he quickly took a touch back to his left foot as Chislett saw the pressure coming towards him. And put a decent ball into the back post, which was cleared away by Bruff. But had he taken that first touch heavy into the final third after there was a layoff actually from Jack Curry, in that instance, it was a good layoff from Curry, overlapping run from Chislett. I think had he immediately taken that space that he had on that left-hand side down towards the byline, maybe he could have found someone open there, Chislett. But yeah, we had a couple of those moments where we had space toward the byline and we just kind of cut it back, not going forward enough, not being incisive enough, not being dangerous enough. And I think that was an issue that we had several times last season, notably the game away at Wigan. And I think that came to bite us in the ass this time around once again. What else? Oh, speaking of Magoma, actually, I was talking about Magoma a minute ago. Had a decent game. He had one or two moments where he kind of... he had a moment where he overran the ball in the first half, which led to a free kick from about 24 yards out, from which Whitfield took, and he actually hit it straight at the wall, put the cross back into the box, and the header was wide after the back post. The ball to the back post was played. But yeah, he tried to get stuck in. Like, he overran the ball, assuming that, I think it was Gotts for Barrow, that he tried to anticipate him chesting the ball down, so he kind of ran towards the left, and then he's like, oh shit, and he stuck his right foot out and he couldn't get there. He had that moment. Then Magoma, there was one or two instances where he tried to get stuck in a challenge, but he wasn't strong enough. One moment in particular was on the left-hand side in the second half where he poked the ball, could have gotten stuck in the challenge, but he said he kind of poked it and gave Barrow a second opportunity to come forward. I think they won a free kick there too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember exactly, but speaking of free kicks, set pieces, we just couldn't take advantage of the set pieces. I think if there were two two key points or three key points as to why we didn't win today or score at all for that matter. Number one, set pieces weren't there. I'll get back into that. I'll get back into that point. Rather, number one, we weren't incisive enough when we were in the final third. We weren't confident enough. Aside from the occasional moment we played it out wide to Gunter to put a cross into the box, or we played out wide to a Sal, and a Sal would sometimes cut it back. There was one moment where he cut it back and took a shot. It got blocked, but yeah. Number one, not incisive enough. Number two, we just played sideways passing a lot, and that was due to the shape, good shape from Barrow. And number three, set pieces. Barrow just won 95% of the headers throughout the game, and pretty much 100% of the set pieces. Anytime we had a corner, anytime we had free kick, they would win headers and set pieces. We had a couple moments where we won headers off of open play. One moment in the first half where we knocked it around a bit. Good play, knocked it around a bit. Overlap to Nightingale. Nightingale put a crotch into the back post. Jack Curry headed it down towards the top of the 6-yard box, but the defender came in and cleared it away. And then the second half, actually Davison won a couple of knockdowns too. In the second half, there was a header from Pell after Magoma. Actually, Magoma was out wide, I think, or it was either that or Osu. No, it was Osu, was it? No, Magoma. Magoma played a cross, and it was a little bit too far away from Pell. He was wide open, like he was dead open. Had he played it towards Pell's head, Pell could have gone a power header towards the frame, but he had to run and attack it, and unfortunately the header was wide there. Speaking of Davison, good game overall from Davison. I think he won several knockdowns. There was one moment where he got ahead of his man, Canavan, who was trying to defend it and shield it out for a goal kick, and Davison got the better of him positioning wise, drove a cross low and hard down the 6-yard box, and a Sal tried to steer it home, and the defender just was on the back post, somehow got his body in the way and it blocked off of him, deflected off of a Sal and went out for a goal kick. So that was a great opportunity there. And then we had maybe two good opportunities that we weren't able to take. There was a great shot from Nightingale just at the end there that just fizzed wide. And Davison in the first half too had a shot that fizzed a few yards wide, and Chislett tried to poke it home and was just too far ahead of him. So, I mean, we had a couple of chances there that we weren't able to capitalize on. But overall, I just think we weren't strong enough on the attacking end. I think Barrow, fair play to them. They got another 1-0 victory. They had a 1-0 victory last time out. And their second consecutive 1-0 victory, this time away from home. Fair play to Barrow. They were solid throughout the game. They rarely showed a chink in the armor, and they truly did play well as a team overall. I was fairly impressed with Whitfield. I think he's a tricky player, both-footed, can cut it to his right, cut it to his left. I was impressed with Gotts. I think Gotts got forward a lot and drew a couple of fouls. And while at times, every once in a while, their center backs were a little dicey, with Canavan losing out in possession to Davison while he tried to shield it out, and maybe a couple times we won headers in open play. I think they did well on the set pieces. I think they defended well overall, and Barrow deserved the win, in my opinion. I don't think we played poorly, like I said. I just think we were average at best. And now we'll go to the player ratings. Zanev didn't really have much to do. I think he was, again, he's improved throughout the season with his feet. I think he didn't really play it around too much. A lot of times when we played it back, they would press and he would clear his lines. 7 for Zanev. Didn't have much to do, but when Barrow had the opportunities, they took advantage. The goal, actually, I forgot to mention, the goal from Barrow actually came from a good spell of play. Nightingale just got caught. He took the bait as Whitfield faked cutting it back after receiving a pass. He just let the ball roll and cross low and hard past Alex Pierce, and it was just an easy tap in. I forgot to mention that. But Nightingale, I'd say, was a 6. I think could have done better on the goal there. Just took the bait a little bit too easily. He was good while he was in possession, knocking around a couple of times. But Yeah, I'd say 6 for Nightingale. Won some headers, though. Was decent in the air. Pierce, I think, was a 7. I think maybe got caught a little bit positioning-wise on that goal. He tried to stand his ground for a second there, but then back post run, or like top of the 6 run from Gordon tap in. Won some headers, though. Never really lost out on any aerial duels. I'll give him a 7. Brown was a 7.5. Put a couple good balls in the box. I think defended pretty well all around. Gunter was an 8. I mean, Gunter, well, maybe defensively, I think was a 7. On the attacking end was an 8. I'll give him a 7.5. He was forward, contributed to the play. I think he put a couple of really good balls in the box in which we weren't able to capitalize with. Marsh was a 7. Got stuck in a challenge or two, and also tracked back defensively on 1 or 2 occasions, preventing a through ball being played off a counterattack. Magoma was a 7. I think he was good on the attacking end. Maybe every now and again not able to get stuck into challenges, and made maybe 1 or 2 mistakes that led to Barrow continuing their attack. Chizza was an 8, in my opinion, before he got subbed off. Curry was a 6. I think Curry just wasn't able to break through the back line when he got in possession. Sometimes he'd cut it back to his right foot and play it back to the center mid or back to the center back. And at times when he would try to go forward, he just got dispossessed. Curry didn't really have much of an impact. Davison was a 9, 8.5 to 9. I think he was solid all around. Josh Davison, winning some headers, winning a couple of physical battles, and has really grown game by game. He's gotten better, and I think he's really found his way. He's found his way into the side, and I've been impressed. NYC, 7, 6.5 to 7. I'd say 7. Didn't really have too much of an impact, unfortunately. He didn't really have any opportunities to convert anything. There was a moment in the first half, like 5 minutes in, where he overran across. He overran a knockdown, I think. I don't know. It's hard to explain. NYC didn't really have much of an impact. He didn't play poorly by any means. He just didn't really have too many opportunities to really shine today. And then substitutes a Sal, I'd say maybe a 6. Wasn't too confident in the final third, I'd say. Or not confident, I should say, but didn't make the right decisions in the final third, in my opinion. And then he got sent off. We still don't know what happened there, personally. Somebody would have to catch me up to speed. I'll find out eventually what happened. Harry Pell, I'd say, was a 7. Got in and out of position, although when he got pressed, I think he was a little bit, I don't know. When he got pressed, he kind of played in a quick outlet pass over. He got caught in possession maybe once or twice. Didn't get dispossessed, but maybe a little too slow in possession once or twice. Quayne Bartley, good physical player. I'd say 7 was there, winning physical duels, didn't really contribute much else. Paul Osu, he tried to get on the attacking end, but I mean, sometimes you play it back, and I think they defended Osu. The outside back, Brough, really nullified Osu very well. I think Brough had a 9 out of 10 performance for Barrow overall defensively. Just couldn't really do much, Osu, I guess. Again, bang average all around. It was what it was. We had a couple opportunities to make it 1-1. I think 1-1, it wouldn't have been a robbery by any means. A 1-1, we could have seen that, but we played average. So, sorry, I made this analysis pretty long. So, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.